Hello crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. It feels like it's been forever since I had a video up, but I want to invite you to this new project that I'm working on, and this is heavily inspired by my friend Sarah Zayas. I will link her video in the description box if you haven't seen the video that I've been referring to, but her and Heba have been sharing a lot of their weekly journals, and it's been such a desire of mine to work on one of my own, and I finally got an Archer and Olive B5 book. Part of the barrier that I had was I didn't like working in the smaller size, and so I knew that an A5 book wasn't going to be a good fit for me. And then I saw Sarah share her B5, and I was like, this is what I've been missing, just a larger journal. So I am quickly setting up my week for you. This is the week that ended with November 1st, which is technically tomorrow, the day that I'm doing this voiceover. And I'm going to share with you how I set my pages up and then share with you how I've been setting up my monthly page. So I'll share a few things with you. And then in another video, I'll do a walkthrough of my journaling bag. That's that orange bag that you saw me wave at you in the beginning of the video. I'll do a walkthrough of my journaling bag in another video. That's my Delphonics journaling pouch. So, you saw me flipping back and forth between last week and this week just so I can kind of get my layout together. I used that layout last week and it worked out really well. And so the first thing I did was put down some washi. So this is washi from Jen Hadfield's new line with American Crafts. And I liked it because it felt really botanical and really soft and pretty. So that's why I went with this particular washi. And I let the washi pick my color scheme for the rest of this page. So flipping back and forth, trying to make sure that my washi lines up with the way I did it last week. And now I'm pulling out some stamps. So like I said, I'll do another video with what's in my journaling pouch, but I went through my stamp stash and I picked out a lot of my stamps that were days of the week, months of the year, sentiments, prompts, things that I thought would be perfect fit for this particular project. And I put them all in my bag. So now I'm going through my stamp swatches, and this is how I've been working on this project. Is I pick the washi first, and then I find stamps, or an ink pad, sorry, that I think will coordinate with this washi, and I waffle a little bit, I go back and forth, but I eventually decide to use Concord and 9th Sea Glass for stamping my months this particular week. So eventually you'll see me pull out that ink pad, and then I just stamp October a bunch of times, and then I stamp November because this week does straddle October and November. I do my week starting on Monday. That's just always been a personal preference. I like to keep the weekend together and not split them up. So even when I was pretending to bullet journal, and I did do that for a little bit, even when I was pretending to bullet journal, I always started my weeks on a Monday. So I have my weekends together at the bottom, and then I have a spot for Monday through Friday. And I do have pencil lines. They're really faint, so you probably can't see them in the video, but I do have pencil lines to help section off the middle of the pages. And that's going to be where I put my currently list and where I put a photo. Last week, I just printed some photos using my Canon Ivy printer. I filmed this the Saturday before as I was setting up this week. I've since documented a lot of stuff in this week. So I made a little photo strip to put in the empty space next to where Thursday through Friday is stamped. And then I tend to wait to Sunday to do this week's win and to do my currently list. So that's currently empty in this. It's kind of weird filming this in in the past and then doing the voiceover a week later. But that's the plan, is to fill in the spot with either a photo or a currently list or some sort of journaling or whatever. Like, I'm keeping it really fast and loose with this particular planner, so I have no plans. So the stamp that I use to stamp the months of the year is a stamp from Carrie Bradford. If it's still available, I will link it in the description box. And then this stamp that I'm using that has the days of the week is from Everyday Explorers. And most of my favorite stamps these days, especially when it comes to stamps with the months of the year and days of the week, are going to be from Everyday Explorers Co. or Carrie Bradford. That's where I'm leaning these days. Both companies are run by great women if you haven't shopped there before, and the stamps are just wonderful. So now I'm adding a few more strips of washi across my page on the left and the right side. No rhyme or reason, just to break up all the blocks of text. And I'm totally okay with doing this in advance and then just filling in my journaling around it. I'm not writing essays in this. It's more my particular approach to this is less My morning pages tend to be like my abstract how I'm feeling journal. And then this is what I do at night before I go to bed, and it's just an overview of what happens that day. And I plan on using it to help me keep up with project life, and also just so the smaller memories don't get lost in the cracks, right? I feel like if we don't write the small stuff down, it is very easy for the small stuff to just kind of disappear and for us to forget that things happen. So I'm writing down that Joshua and I got like poke for dinner, and that I had my scrappy chat with the sisters in the Mighty Network. Like nothing major, just a place to write down stories and to document a currently list. And that's how I've been treating this book. As I'm doing my voiceover, this is my 3rd week in it, and it's been such a joy. I'm so glad that I'm giving it a try. And it's just also something really easy because I keep the journaling bag and the notebook next to me all the time. So it's not something that I have to do at my craft desk, and it takes 5 minutes to jot down what happened that day. And again, I will share with you what's in my journaling bag because I know that's going to be the question that comes next is, Tashi, what's in that pouch? Tell us what's in that pouch. I will share what's in that pouch in a little bit. So I have this book of stickers that are all from the Heidi Swap storyline. I have the planner, the journaler, and the scrapbooker inserts. Sorry, not the inserts, the stickers. And I put them all on a binder ring because they're all like really similar styles, just different color palettes. And I use a mix of clear stickers and not clear stickers to decorate where my currently list is going to. So I wrote this week's win across the top. I always like to document a big thing that happened that week. And then I left myself space for my currently list. And that pretty much finishes up the week. So now we're going to work on my November title page. And this is just going to be the page that opens up November. So this is on the right side of the spread, and on the left side at the end of the month I'll find some ways to fill this in, maybe a list of what I read this month, maybe just a few photos documenting what happened, but I'm giving myself space and room to figure out what I want to do. So the first thing I did was stamp the number 11. And these are all new stamps from Carrie Bradford, actually. The day this video goes up will be release day. So if you're interested in some of these stamps, you can go grab them. So this is the Jordan number. That's what I stamped the 11 out of using Catherine Pooler Twilight ink. And now these are the Jordan lowercase font. And my favorite thing about Carrie's alpha stamps, and what I wish other people would do, is she gives you multiples of a lot of the letters. You get a multiple of each vowel, and you get like 2 T's and 2 S's and 2 R's. So you can stamp a whole word at once. I wish other stamp companies would do this because I can fit like, if I could fit all of November on one block, I totally could have. You'll see that I actually just put it on 2 blocks. So I put the ember on the larger block, and then I just put the NOV on another block. But if I could fit it all on one block, I could easily stamp the word November all at once. And this was my barrier to stamping, that it was so time consuming because you were stamping each individual letter, and then I like to clean my stamps immediately. And then it was just becoming really time consuming. But now I can stamp a whole word. I can put everything on my block at once and stamp the whole word. And I love that Carrie does that. It's one of the reasons that I'm such a big fan of her shop. So I've grabbed a piece of Gina K masking magic. I learned about this from my card making friends. This is not a hack that I came up with. I am not that original. My card making friends have taught me about Gina K masking magic. And I have this blooms stamp from Carrie. And I wanted to do some flowers around the word November. So I pulled out some Catherine Pooler inks. I have Green Tea, It's a Girl, and Coral Cabana. Eventually that one will show up. There it is. And here is the stamp set. And this stamp set has the outlines and the insides of the flowers. And so I masked off the word November so that I could stamp the flowers and have part of them be masked off. So I'm first going in with It's a Girl and stamping what's the opposite of the outline? I don't know what it's called, but I'm stamping the flower. We're just going to call it the full flower layer. And you notice my stamping's not great. That's because I'm stamping in a notebook, so it's very hard to get even pressure. I don't have my MISTI. I don't have a stamp pad underneath it. But for this journal, I'm not going for perfection. I just like I like playing in here. It's just really fun. And also the Archer and Olive paper is a dream. I have been stamping with so I'm checking to see if there's bleed through because that coral ink was really, really wet, but by the time it dried, there was no bleeding or shadow. But this paper is a dream. I can stamp with pigment ink. I've done a number of things in this book, and nothing shadows, nothing bleeds through. It is 160 GSM paper for all of my paper nerds out there. And it's just great paper. So now I'm stamping those leaves in the Green Tea ink. And then eventually I'm going to go back in with the black pigment ink. This is VersaFine Clair Nocturne, which is my favorite black ink of life. Like literally favorite black ink of life. VersaFine Clair Onyx Black used to be my favorite, but it had that stupid hinge lid, and this one doesn't. So it's the same ink, same pigment, just without the hinge. So I'm 100% a fan. So I go in and I just stamp the outlines of my leaves and my flowers, and then I pull out my Crate Paper Journal Studio. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because I just want to tell you what I do. I pull out my Crate Paper Journal Studio sticker book to add a sentiment after I remove the mask, and that that is how I set up my November page. It's really simple, really easy. I think it's really pretty, and it's just the way I wanted to start my month. I think I'm going to do this with every month, which is stamp the month of the year. Also, wait, you guys, look at that masking. Yes, that is so satisfying. So I think I'm going to do that for the rest of the year. Stamp the month and then do some sort of like mass image to go with the rest of the month and call it good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. Don't forget to head on over to Sarah's video to see her process. She's the one who totally inspired this layout. And I am so grateful that she shared hers and shared where she found her supplies, because it's been life-changing for me. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below, and I'll see you around. So until next time, keep it crafty and have the very best day. Bye, friends.